All right, we're live. So everybody, thanks for joining me today. My name is Vincent Meza, and this is our call to kind of refresh you on the listings to lead system. And I don't know, I think one thing would help is, would you let me know in the chat panel, do you use this? Do you know anything about our system? You may not know that your office has had access to this for a number of years now, at least 3 years. Um, and it would just help me to know, are you familiar with it? The point of this call is to let you know some of the new things that have been added, which honestly are incredibly powerful, and also very powerful. I think they're a bit of a game changer in real estate, and I know that always sounds like a bit of hyperbole, and you're going to see in a minute what I'm talking about. So before we dive into the system, if you haven't used it in a while, you'll notice that we continue to automate it. We continue to change the interface. We continue to make it easier because we know that agents are busy, and we know yeah, okay, good. I got that. We know that you guys are super busy and you really don't have a ton of time to learn a whole software platform, right? And I appreciate that. And Scott, my partner, appreciates that. Now, we've been doing this for 11 years now. We're coming on to 11 years in January. And the reason we have succeeded is not because we were easy to use, but because we were effective. We were effective in helping agents capture leads all over the country with our tools. And we've gotten better with that, and we've actually gotten incredible with it in just the past couple months. And I'm going to show you why in a second. But what I can tell you today is there are more than 50 tools in here. And when I say that, I'm sure that scares 90% of you. You're not going to need to use all 90. What I want you to know about today, I'm going to show you a bunch of tools, but I want you to know about two. All right. I want you to know the top tool for getting buyer leads with phone numbers. I'm going to show you how to set it up. I'm going to show you how to use it. And I want you to know the top tool for getting listing leads that turn into listing contracts. Okay? So, top tool for getting buyer leads with phone numbers, top tool for getting listing contracts. These are two tools out of the many tools that are in here. Okay. So before I kind of show you all that, and I want to let everybody know this is being recorded. I'm going to give this call to Marty later in the day, and you'll have it to look at. When you go to listings to leads, you log in your account at the top right, but you can scroll down. You can see all the things that are kind of cool and neat in our system. Okay. What I want to do, and you should actually look at that just to get a top high level look. I want you to go down to the bottom. I want you to know that we have something down here called a blog in the quick link section. Now, for the people who are watching this because it's recorded, I will give this to this particular post that I want you to see. But there's some important stuff that we're actually going to cover here. This guy here, 270 leads in a week, spending $45 with name, email, and phone number. We're going to talk about that tool. That's what I was talking about. Right? There's some other cool stuff, but actually the thing that I want you to know about, which is here, is this post here, and I'm going to show it to you so that you know what I really think you need to look at. All right. One is automated tools, how to market listings with listings to leads, whether they're your listings or you're borrowing listings. Okay. So we're going to talk about some of that. I'll go through that pretty quickly. But if you actually need to know step by step, it's covered right here. What do you do with listings to leads when you don't have listings? Now, yeah, and so somebody, for those of you who don't have an account in listings to leads, reach out to Marty because, and let me see if I can open that up. There was an email address, and I want to give that to everybody. Marty Richter at kw.com before you sign up. You have a huge discount. That's right, because you have an office account. And if you sign up on the website as an agent, you're spending a whole heck of a lot more. So don't do that. So reach out to Marty Richter at kw.com. Okay. Now the call number 3 here is it ranks the top 7 tools that we have for seller lead generation. Now remember, I know some of you are logging on right now. I started the call by telling you I've got 2 things I want you to know. I want you to know about the top tool for seller lead generation, which is on that top 7. Somebody not muted, so let's see if I can mute all. Yay, okay. If you're investing in video with a videographer, if you're investing in Matterport, or you do your own video on your handy dandy smartphone, leverage it in our system. There's a lot of other cool stuff down here, free and cheap lead gen for both buyers and sellers. So if you don't have a huge budget, you want some inexpensive ways of using this, there you go, right? So again, I'm going to remind you, if you have questions, there's a chat panel, drop it in there. I'm going to give this page to Marty along with a recording of this call. Okay, so you're going to have a resource to lean on. Okay. Let's see here. Let me get out of this spot. Get out of here. Now, when you log into Listings to Leads, you're going to see this here. And I recommend that you go through this. This will finish your profile. This right here will connect your profile to your social media accounts, and I'll show you why. We can actually auto post your listings and your landing pages to your social media accounts, your business pages on Facebook, your Twitter and LinkedIn accounts. You don't need to import your listings because you've been with us a while. Even if you get a new account, we're going to know how to connect your listings so they auto sweep in. If you don't have your own listings, there is something called My Farm Dominator. Marty, we may want to chat about that, but this allows you to borrow listings from your MLS, courtesy of the agent is courtesy of the listing agent, but the leads go to you. And then this little box here creates a home valuation landing page, and then this one shares it to your Facebook or shares it to your social media. So this is good to set up the first time. And then from there, you can kind of go into the system. So there are 2 major parts of Listings to Leads. And I know that you've got some really cool stuff that you're working on with KW Command. And I know there are pluses and minuses with that, right? And there's no harm or foul in that because Keller Williams is a large, successful organization. They've got a really sharp tech team, but that tech team does a whole heck of a lot for you guys, right? We do not do everything that KW technology does. We focus on capturing leads. We focus on capturing tools that capture both buyers and seller leads. We have tools for you whether you have your own listings or not. But that's all we do, right? So we're always watching what's changing in the market. We watch what shifts in social media. We watch what changes in Facebook, and we know it. And we adjust our tools to maximize lead generation through all platforms. And that's our sweet spot. So if your goal is to market your listings, even this in the simplest way, just to be good and have a good, strong social media presence, great. If your goal is to grow your business, honestly, there's not a better platform to do it than us. And I'm going to show you why in just a minute. This is the listings section of Listings to Leads. You can see that you can market listings as active, under contract, sold. They'll show up as just listed. I'm going to change this one. Can I? Yeah, I'm going to change that to just listed just for my own peace of mind. But I've got an open house here, right? And so I'm going to walk us through how to market an open house, which is how you would market any listing at any status. But before we go into that, I'm going to jump into the other half of the system, which is called landing pages. Okay. And on landing pages, we create a lot. You get unlimited landing pages, and landing pages are really smart to use with online advertising, with social media, even related to print. And that's because a landing page, it's different from your website, right? A landing page, it offers people an answer, right? With us, it's an answer regarding real estate. This is a what is your home worth thing. And I want to start on this landing page because I don't know how long you guys have been in real estate, but if you've been in real estate for anywhere from 1 to 5 years, you have been hearing about home valuation landing pages. And you probably heard that if you put them on Facebook, you can get seller leads. And that's a cool thing to do. A lot of real estate coaches talk about that. A lot of internet gurus talk about that. A lot of realtors talk about that. And I'm going to tell you right now that that is at the bottom of our top 7 seller lead gen tools. Okay. Now, why would it be at the bottom if everybody's talking about it? It's because it's great for collecting addresses. Sometimes you'll get email addresses, but physical addresses. But it's not great for collecting leads that turn into listing contracts. That's why it's at the bottom of our top 7. Okay. I'm going to show you where to create this later, and we'll talk more in depth about that. But there are other kinds of landing pages to create. This is something for new construction. Oh, I hate this guy. My business partner gave me this. He's clearly into LA, and I'm not. But this is, you can see that you can put you can put a video in the back of a landing page, and when you click this green button here, this captures the buyer's name and email and delivers it to you. You can change all this language here, so you can make these landing pages work just for what you need. I need to dump that page. This is another straight out of the box first-time home buyer down payer assistance page. You can change this language here. All it's meant to do is get buyer information for you. You might be working with a lender or you might know that there's some sort of financial incentives in your market that you want to get out there and you want to collect information and share that. That's a great thing to do, right? And so those are a few of the landing pages. I might show you a few more. But one thing I definitely want you to know, it's not in listings to leads, it's in Facebook. And it is this mastermind group. Now, this mastermind group is a private group, so you can't actually go find it on Facebook. Some of you, my guess is that you're in it. Marty, if you're not in this, friend me and get in this group. Friend me on Facebook and let me get you in this group, and you can invite people in. This is where we share what's coming down the pipe, right? What we're delivering, what new technology is coming. And this is also where our clients share some great ideas. This guy, Kelly Wheeler, has been in the past few weeks. He's been generating a lot of high quality leads. So he's taking extra time to share ideas of how to convert those leads, which is really remarkable. Now, this came in August 26th, and I want to point this out to you because I definitely want all of you to get in this mastermind group. Go search with this little magnifying glass up here. There's a magnifying glass on the top right next to that blue invite button. And look up this guy's name, Chris Winstead. I'm going to read this to you so you fully understand this. But this guy has said, I have been farming my own neighborhood for 3 months, and I've got 5 listings out of it. 3 months, 5 listings. All right. Now, I don't know if you need listings in your business, but if you do, this is the tool I'm talking about. I'm going to show you what this guy is talking about right now. And I'm going to show you where to get this tool. So I get repetitive because I know agents get distracted all day long. So the top tool for generating listing leads that turn into listing contracts is a print flyer. All right. And this guy, the reason why I want you to look at this is I want you to see the video that this guy makes, because he does shoot this out to the local Facebook community so that they know he's a realtor, right? And if you watch the video, I'm not going to have you listen. If you watch the video, you're going to see that he's basically saying, hey, I sold this house. Here's what's going on in the market. I'm a pro in the market. And I've also got some technology to help you get your free home value. If you're interested in that, go to my website. If you watch this video long enough, he's actually got a website there, and that's pointing to our home valuation landing page. So that's a cool video, right? Now you might think that that's great and that would do it, but that's not what actually does it all. It's great that he's doing it, but what really has happened is he says, I send that letter of yours out every other week to everybody in my neighborhood who's owned their home for more than 5 years, right? Because they have equity. Once they opt in to the home valuation landing page part, I consistently contact them every week with phone calls, bomb letters, letters via mail, and I even leave letters at their door. And Chris, you can actually look this guy's, he posted in our group a lot. He actually shows people these big, huge letter size envelopes that he's stuffed with, valuable information, and he leaves them at their door because he knows if they saw his letter, it's because he mailed it to them and they opened it up and maybe they saw his video here too. This guy's got 5 listings in 3 months from that strategy. I think this is a great how-to between mailing that out and this piece right here. I can't make it any clearer. You can modify it a little bit, but I just can't. So I'm going to show you a couple of more examples about that letter, and then I'm going to show you where that letter lives. Okay. Well, I'll show you some other fun stuff in the system, but I don't know how long you've been an agent, but I certainly know from talking to agents for 10 years that after you've been in it a while, you want to be talking, you want more listings, right? So if you want more listings, and even though I'm saying this ad nauseum and I'm repetitive, one of you is probably going to reach out to me and say, hey, how do I run a home value ad? How do I run a home value ad on Facebook? It happens all the time. And I got to ask you, and I ask them, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to become an expert in Facebook advertising? Because I can help you do that as good as it gets. I know a lot about Facebook advertising, right? We do. We've been training our clients, just like you, for more than 5 years on Facebook advertising and how to run home value leads and how to run home value ads, right? So I definitely know how to do that. But all I can tell you is you're going to be collecting addresses and you're going to learn how to convert leads. And that's cool, but it's a lot cooler if you're converting a handful of leads and they actually turn into a contract than in converting 50 leads and they don't convert for months and maybe years, right? So this guy here, Dustin Fox, took the same letter that I just showed you, mailed it to 250 homes. He mailed it first class, right? So it cost him $625, but he got 10 listings out of that mailing with an average commission of $17,000. So he came in here to say, hey, our highest ROI is this letter. And so every few months we get a new client. They hear myself or they hear my partner Scott talking about this letter, or they just go and find our tutorials and they're like, oh, that sounds good. And then they jump in the mastermind group to say, oh my God, I'm getting listings. This lady, Alicia Pless, has come in the mastermind group multiple times this year and last year to say, every time I mail that letter out, I get another email. This lady, she says, and she says it here, and I can't remember, she has a subdivision of 50 homes, 50. And she has pulled, I think, 3 or 4 listings out of that. All right, 3 in 6 months, right here. The third house in 6 months from the same subdivision that has only 50 homes. So we just keep hearing stories and stories. But the thing I wanted to show you and share with you is a little bit of the art about this letter. Because we work with a lot of coaches around the country. There are a lot of great real estate coaches. We work with Jared James. We work with Lori Ballin. We work with Tom Ferry. We work with Club Wealth. And there are people that hear about this. And you know what I often hear is you got to be efficient with your time. If this is a great letter, how can I get it out where I can just drop my credit card and forget about it? And that's a smart thing. Time is definitely money, and we don't have enough time, and I understand. But I want you to realize something that I realize, and that is that the agents who take the time to make their stuff look custom and not like junk mail, well, guess what? It gets opened and they get listings out of it. If it looks like junk mail, it may not come in and get opened. It might just go straight into the garbage before it even enters the house. So be a little bit cognizant of that. If this is the top tool that generates listing leads that turn into listing contracts, it really only works if you are, if it's opened. If a client, if a prospect opens it, right? If they throw it away, it's not helpful at all. You just wasted money. So there's one other thing I'm going to show you in the mastermind group. And I am going to ask that you all get in here as soon as you can and kind of check out what's going on. And this is something by a guy, I think he's actually been a client of ours for a while, for a few years. But he just on the 18th of this month, October, put this in here and he says, yeah, I spent $45 with your new Facebook ad creator, and I have 270 new leads with name, phone number, and email. All right. So that is kind of amazing. Now, I have heard that Keller Williams has some cool new integrations with Facebook too. I haven't seen it. I also haven't heard anybody telling me from Keller Williams that they've got 270 leads with $45 with phone numbers and emails either. If you guys are doing that, right on. But I am going to show you that inside listings to leads. So let's get on with it. I want to remind you, there is a listing section and there is a landing page section. And I showed you some of the landing pages, so we may go back to that later. Sorry, having login issues. My question, can I set up my account to have all my leads drop into KW Command? I think so. I do. I think so, because KW Command's been out a while, and I would ping our support team right here, and I'll go look and see if I can find anything, but I'm pretty sure that the answer is yes. Your leads can be captured here and drop into KW Command. So let's go look at the listing section, and let's look at this. I have an open house set up here. There's a green icon, so I got an open house. You want to be in the task list. It's the task list over here, and there's really only 5 things that you guys need to think about, but you need to think about doing this at every status. And I know, I mean, I don't know your exact market. I think I was out there years ago when we first started working together. But I'm clicking some boxes, and I'm gonna read them off to you, and then we're gonna discuss them in depth. But what I want you to know is you should market your home when it's just listed. If you have an open house, you should mark it again, come right back to the checklist and market it again as open house. And then you should market it when it's at least sold, and maybe market it a couple of times when it's sold. When homes move, notice that there's some different not call to actions, but different statuses up here. Coming soon, just listed, open house, pending, and just sold. When we're coming soon, just listed, or active, our call to actions are designed to get buyers. When we are pending or under contract or sold, our call to actions change to get listing leads, right? So it's wise to use them at various statuses. So there are 5 things that you really need to remember. Your social media tools, the seller social media tools, the virtual tour, the e-flyer for your database, and in your case, it's Command, and then print marketing, all right? Now, print marketing is probably where your eyes are rolling, because who wants to talk about print? But let's just go to print real quickly. Because in print marketing is a nearby homeowner letter. And the nearby homeowner letter is the thing Kevin's got a good question here. We'll come back to it in a second, Kevin. Give me 1 second. This nearby homeowner letter is the #1 tool for capturing listing leads that turn into contracts, okay? And let's just look at it real quick, and we'll discuss it, and you'll realize that this is not super sexy, and this is not rocket science, and this is not algorithms or artificial intelligence or even cloud computing, right? This is common sense. It's saying, I am selling a home in your neighborhood, and I've got an open house. And you could take this print flyer and go to your computer and go right there and find out everything about it. By the way, when this home is sold, it's going to affect your home value. And I'd like you to invite you to go to this link to get your free home value. This simple letter is a letter I was just talking about in the mastermind group, the top tool for getting listing leads that turn into listing contracts. So if you want listings, you need to find this letter. You can use it when it's just listed. You can use it when it's open house. You can use it when it's sold at any status. I really don't think it matters. I have some clients who use this for the same home at different statuses, just listed and just sold, open house and just sold, things like that. You can do whatever you want, but I can tell you this. This letter is created for every listing, even if you're borrowing the listing. If you're borrowing a listing from somebody in your office and you use the grab active listing button to pull in a listing, it's going to generate that letter. And if you borrow a listing in a neighborhood where you want to grow your business, but you have no business, you have no listings there, that's the smartest thing to do, is borrow a listing in that neighborhood and get this letter and door knock it or mail it out, and then use the other tools to get out there. So I kind of went backwards, right? I went to the bottom of the list to show you that print letter because that's the #1 tool for getting more listings. Now, when I was showing you that, Kevin had a question, and I think it's a really good question. Is L2L something we use in place of the tools, or are they additive? So, you know, additive to KW Command. KW Command has some really cool things in it. I've seen some of it. I just think that KW Command and Keller Williams, their whole technology team, has a huge job. Their job is to keep all your technology running, all all the process, all the commissions, everything, right? If your goal is to market online and to capture leads, I don't think KW Command keeps up with us ever. We've been working with Keller Williams. We were an approved vendor long ago, and Keller Williams could never keep up, and it's not really their role to be on top of cutting edge technology when it comes to lead gen, because they got a ton of things to do to handle thousands of agents across the country, not just dominate the internet and capture leads. That's what we do. So I think it's additive. I think it should replace a lot of what you're using inside KW Command as well. And that's the point of this call, is to show you some of those tools. Because when I talk about virtual tours or e-flyers or print flyers, don't you think you can find those in KW Command, right? I'm pretty sure you can. If I said Kim Thomas is saying it's an extra tool and she loves it. I don't think you have a print flyer in KW Command that you can tell yourselves is the #1 tool for getting listing contracts, right? Like I'm showing you right here. I also don't think you can find a virtual tour, I'll show you our virtual tour, that captures leads. I think you're going to find colorful virtual tours and even well-branded virtual tours. But is it going to capture leads? I don't think so. If you look at this virtual tour, we'll give a second while the video pops up. You see these links over here on the left that say Lafayette Homes and Lafayette Homes under 800 grand, or Orinda Homes. We call these lead links. Keller Williams does not create those. What happens when you click a lead link? Well, it actually takes people off of our tools and drives them right to your property search pages. In this case, it's a Coldwell Banker one. I was talking to some agent last week. But this would be pointing to your website. If you've got a good website, you want more traffic there to turn into a buyer lead, well, that's great, right? But also notice on our same virtual tour, I got a link here that says, what is your home worth? Well, what's that about? Well, that is driving to our home valuation landing page. Now, why in the world would we do that, right? And the reason is, and I'm pretty sure you know, right now, hold on, Kim, hold that thought there, Kim. Hold that thought there. Right now, in the United States, what do you think happens when somebody wakes up and wants to sell their home? Do you think they go to Google and just start looking for realtors' phone numbers and just start dialing to find realtors? Because they don't. I think on average, they go and research on the internet for 18 months right? So for months or weeks or whatever, they are searching and looking at homes to find out what in the world is going on in the market long before they're going to talk to any of you. And so we know that, and you know that. But we take that knowledge and we apply it to our marketing tool. So while this is an open house, you can see that there is what is your home worth right there in the middle of the page. You keep scrolling down and you look at the photos here and you go look at, the maps of what's going on and the schools and all that. Maybe your reviews, if you got Zillow reviews or auto sweeping them in there, you got your other listings in your account. If you're investing in video, and here's another KW agent. She's got some cool video of just how awesome she is and all that, right? You got that kind of stuff. You want to tell people like with me. Well, you can embed that in our tools. But then right at the footer, right at the bottom is another what is your home worth deal, right? Like 4 different call to actions to ferret out if somebody actually owns a home, right? But it's an open house, right? When you're doing open house marketing, KW Command, what's the purpose? To get more buyers. And of course, we're here to get more buyers. This page right here pops up automatically, right? To get the buyer lead. You set the time. The default is 10 seconds. Since it's time sensitive, you can see there's a Mission Impossible clicking time bomb kind of thing there. But if they click the button, it might ask for their phone number based on settings. And let's give it a second here. I might have to log in. But then it asks my phone number. And then it says, do you own a home? And if you say yes, do you need to sell it? Yes or no, right? All this information is gathered, multiple hooks to get listing information for you. So somebody, I think it was Kim, said, hey, we can't use that in the MLS. So here's a pro tip for all of you at Keller. You have something buried deep inside your technology platform called KWLS. It's been there for years. Yeah, I don't even know if you talk about it anymore, especially with KW Command, but it is actually an awesome listing syndication platform. And you can take this branded virtual tour for lead gen and drop it in that space, and they will syndicate it out everywhere, right? Now, somebody, Michelle, says, I've used this open house clock before. However, it doesn't seem to be the main photo added to my Facebook ad. Is there something extra that I can do? So, a little technical, but let's just answer that question for Michelle real quick. And it's a kind of a roundabout, but now we're talking about your social media. So she's saying, I have used this before, right? Now I'm going to point out something before I answer this question for Michelle, which I think we'll all learn something here. I don't know when Michelle used this, right? I don't know when she did this, and I don't know when she saw that error. But instead of waiting for me to get on a call with you once a year, I want to remind you that over on the left side of everybody's account is a support page. A month ago. So I hope on that month ago that you went to this box and say, hey, why is my picture different there and there? And our support team, our entire support team watches that. They watched this box. Kim saying, when I use L2L consistently, I receive tons of leads. I'll go read those in a moment. I'm just seeing them pop up. So let's go back and answer that question for her social media. And you see this listing landing page. This is the key thing that you want to get out. We actually auto-generate this, and we email it to you. So if you're after buyers, this is the #1 tool for capturing buyer leads on social media. But I got to show you how you actually use it. So when you click push post, this is a way to manually create your ad. We have social media auto posting so we can do it. I'm actually not going to recommend that, but let's kind of just go through what she is saying. She's saying, hey, when I clicked that, it had a different picture. notice that it says right underneath it, customize your social media share image. So you can, by clicking that, change the photo, right? And you might want to do that, especially if you've got a home that's sat on the market, so you can upload a new photo and save it and then share it, right? So that's how you do that. Our support team would have answered that for you in just minutes, right? I want to point this out to you here. This is an auto posting section. So earlier in the call, I said turn on your social media auto posting. Why? Because we auto post to your LinkedIn accounts, to your Twitter accounts, and to your Facebook business pages and community pages. So if you've got 5 or 6 pages on Facebook, we can post to all of them automatically, okay? But it's a post, and I'm going to drive down a little bit in depth here, and then we're going to talk about running an ad. But I want you to see this first. This was automatically posted on my LinkedIn account. And there are some things in here that are really helpful. There are emojis on it. Yeah, it's free up to, yeah. Marty is talking about Zapier. I'll read that in a second. We got emojis and we got hashtags. You see these hashtags here? These are indexed by both. Yeah, just you don't need to call support, guys. Michelle wants to call support, and I know that sounds great because a phone call is instant. A phone call is also a great way to get dropped into our voicemail, and I hate that. I'd rather that everybody just drop their message in the box, because my business partner Scott also watches the support team, and if you get the wrong answer, he'll say no, that's the wrong answer, and we'll get you the right answer. Use the box and drop it in the box. Everybody watches it, and whoever can get at it first will get at it. So the real beauty of this is, yes, it has hashtags, and one thing that you don't know about hashtags is, let's just talk about Twitter. Twitter is famous for hashtags, and in real estate, you want to know the top real estate hashtag. It's real estate. House hunting is big, right? For sale, realtor. So we auto embed those. You don't even need to do that. We just automatically embed them. And that's cool, because even if you got 3 friends on Twitter, far more people are going to see it. And so here, if I click on this, it's going to pull in this tool that captures the lead. So it's auto posting with lead capture, okay? It's great, but there's even something better than that. So let's answer the questions. I see a lot of questions, and I appreciate those questions, so keep them coming. And then we're going to talk about the #1 way of capturing leads with phone numbers, okay? So Marty is saying to everyone, there's a third-party service that works tons. It's free, 100 tasks, 19 per month. So I'll let him talk about Zapier. Yeah, Kim is saying, yeah, I guess Zapier is helping. Is that the key, Marty, that Zapier gets you in between? It's a good connection, it sounds like. And
can you hear me?
Marty?
It looks like both listings to leads and command work with Zapier, so that could be used to take those listings to leads that are generated and automatically create them as a lead in command to be able to then work them. So I was just answering some earlier questions about how we could get those leads from listings to leads into command automatically.
Yeah. Cool. Interesting. Okay, cool. And then Kim, Kim's got a deeper question about something about third party, so I'm not sure what that is. But so we talked about some of the social media stuff here, that we can auto post. I want to now talk about this way. Like I was showing you that guy Calvin who had 270 leads. I actually have a video from him that he did over the weekend. I think he's got over 400 leads in the month of October on the 26th. Over 400 leads with phone numbers that he's getting. He's like, yeah, this is just incredible. So we have a new tab here called Ads. And the thing I'm showing you is what Calvin is generating is right here. Now, when you come here the first time, you do have to set it up, and I'm going to kind of go through it right now. Let's just say we want to create a listing ad. You can create landing page ads, and you can create listing ads. And if you want phone numbers, use lead ads right here. Now, I've been talking about this open house, so I'm going to choose my open house, and I'm going to click create an ad. And at that point, you're going to see an interface that kind of resembles Facebook. And so over on the right is what the ad's going to look like, and over on the left is what you can customize and control. I want to point out that really the only thing you need to know or to do is to type in the area that you want to target. Right? This is what you must do. You can change your radius if you want. And then you can confirm the budget, which is usually $35 for 7 days. You can change those days, you can increase or you can decrease the budget, however you want. But really, you have to just get the location. All right. Now with lead forms, if we want to get buyer leads with phone numbers, we want lead forms. Okay. And there's some extra steps. So I am going to send you the how-to setup. And Marty, you might want to look at that. I don't know if you have done this. It's explosive, the results that we're seeing. We're seeing it from agents all over the country. But I will admit, I was on the phone with another office, and I was with the owner of this office, and just listening to him try to click through and set up lead forms. And I wanted to kill myself. I was like, it was horrible because for some reason it's like, no, he didn't know. And for me, I live in it. It's pretty easy, but I hate it when people are frustrated. But more importantly, I want this to succeed for every one of you because I have not seen any system that is getting so many leads with phone numbers so cheaply and so quickly. So once it's set up, all you got to do is choose your form, and this one matches this house here. So I'm going to choose that form, choose my location, confirm my budget, and publish. That's it. Now I'm going to go in here and click create a new form just to give you a little bit of reason why. When you create a new form, all you're doing is clicking publish. You could click through here. You could see what's going on. You really don't need to, but we show it to you. But what I want you to understand is you see this form here on the right. It says full name and email and phone number. I want you to understand completely what's going to happen because I'm going to go to Facebook to show you, right? So when you create an ad, it doesn't show up on your business page, okay? It shows up wherever, right? It shows up right here on the news feed, right? So where everybody is sharing their recipes and their pictures of their kids and all the fun stuff they're doing on the weekend, your ad shows up right here. Now, imagine, let's see if I can get back to the ad step. Imagine that my ad, I'm going to close this now, my ad, which is this section over here. Now up here it says sponsored by Listings to Leads. That's going to be sponsored by you, the Rockstar Realtor, or whatever your business page is called, right? And then this ad, as we see it, just like here, is going to pop up right here where this picture of my uncle and I are, okay? So if that's there, and there's a little button, learn more, then you don't need, I just got a question on because when they click learn more, I want you to kind of understand what happens. Now, this isn't an exact, I don't have a way to show you, but I'm going to just show you something really quickly. Okay, right. You see how this little chat panel pops up? Give it a second, it's almost going to pop. Now, this is just some client asking me a question, right? But when you use lead forms on Facebook, a chat form pops up just like this. And you remember how I was showing you, it says name, email, and phone number? It actually has them pre-populated because you know what? Everybody's name, real email, and real phone number is in Facebook because you need it for your profile. So they're sitting right there and the client just clicks or the prospect just clicks submit. They don't have to type in anything and they click submit so fast. And that's why it works, okay? So lead forms inside of our ad generator is incredible. We see it over and over again. You might struggle for a couple minutes to set it up, I'm going to give the instructions to Marty. Marty, ideally, you look at that. If you have problems with that, Marty, call me. I will try to get on the phone and walk you through it. But that is a really powerful thing going on right now. So somebody was asking on the call, can we exclude realtors? I don't think you can here. I just don't think you can. The thing about this, and I think that was Kim that asked that, you can do an ad like what I'm showing you right here inside Facebook. And there are far more buttons to click and far more things to do inside Facebook. And you know what, guys? It's a nightmare. I have been training on Facebook advertising for as long as Facebook advertising has existed. And I have, and the road splits for realtors. You either, there's, if you talk about Facebook advertising for realtors, it goes two ways. The first fork in the road is I can run ads on Facebook or I cannot run ads on Facebook, right? I don't even know what it is. It's too complicated. I am not going to go there. Then if you go on that fork of the road where, yeah, I have run ads, well, now you split is I ran ads and I got a bunch of leads, or I ran ads and I spent a bunch of money and I got no leads, right? Now you can imagine if you've got no leads, it just ain't working for you. You're not going to go back and keep wasting money. If you're that other fork of the road where it's just too complicated, well, it's just too complicated. And as I showed you right here, there's really only two things you need to do. Choose your listing, put in the location, then click submit, right? So we have simplified this. And more importantly, we have coded it in the background for real estate only. Here's something that you may not know. And I'm sure, I think it's Kim is asking me these questions. I'm sure you understand the special housing category, right? For real estate when you run an ad on Facebook. If you don't click that inside Facebook, they don't approve your ad. Many agents don't know that. They just go through and create the ad. No, I didn't know. And it's not where it was because it's in different sections for different agents. So it's just a real pain in the rear to create an ad successfully inside of Facebook. So for that question about can I exclude realtors? Yes, you can inside Facebook. You can't do it here because just the way that the API works and just the simplification of it, this works really well. If you want to target people by their interests or things like that, you might be able to do it here. Interests like, I don't know, golf, horse riding, things like that. You like Zillow. You can do things like that there. But this is meant to be simple. It is designed specifically for realtors. And that's why I think it's really successful. I mean, we've had so much feedback in our mastermind group from people saying, God, it is so easy, I can't believe it. And that's what we want, right? I want people to say, it's so easy and it worked, right? Not, I couldn't understand it, right? Which is what Facebook is all day long. So that is how you get buyer leads with running stuff. So let's go back to listings and let's talk about the other things you need to be remembering. So back to my open house, a little bit of a refresh. There are really 5 things that you need to do. Now, I think, and Marty, aren't your agent websites on a blog platform like Playster or something like that? Is that still the case, or did you migrate again?
Not anymore. Now they're part of with Command.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're not, is it a blog system anymore? Like a blog platform? Do you have those?
No, there's currently not a blog platform integrated with it.
Cool. Yeah, then we don't have to worry about that. Then these 5 things are the things that you need to think about. Now I showed you about print marketing. If you want listings, print marketing is it. Now we've talked about KW Command and your leads going into it. The thing about KW Command and having it as a CRM, I don't know what that drip campaign is like in there, right? But if it's like every other drip campaign, it's not really effective in getting your phone to ring. It's just a great way to drip on people with something that has the word real estate in it. This is meant to be copied, copy code right here, and pasted inside as an email blast. So if you're somebody with a few hundred or a few thousand leads that you've been collecting over the years and they're just not turning into anything, well, you can say, hey, I've got an open house this week. It'll be your logo up here, not mine. They can click on this picture or that link, and you know it's going to drive them to a page that's going to capture buyer leads. But it's also going to say when this home is sold, it will affect your home value, and you can click this graphic or click that link and go give up your home valuation. Okay. So, and then there's the signature, which is different from your signature, but these are all lead links that are clickable that you can embed in your Gmail and capture more leads that way too. But this is something that we recommend that every agent use at least once a week, the eFlyer for your database. The virtual tour we mentioned, I would put it in KWLS. They'll syndicate it to more websites than you never even knew existed. And then we already talked about your social media. We said we could auto post it to your social media pages. I showed you where to run an ad for it over here. And then there's this last piece, the seller social media. And this is a tool that we auto generate and we mail to you and email to you. And it's something that I think most agents ignore. And it's because it comes in this letter and we're forcing you to read, and it's quickly just confusing. But let me go take you to my personal page, right? And show you what that looks like. And let's see here, come along. All right. So as it says in listings to leads, it's not for your social media, it's for your seller social media, okay? And what is that about, right? So let's go look at it. I actually took this post and put it on here yesterday. So let's look at something here for an open house. So that open house that we're marketing, this is the tool for the seller social media, okay? So it's not for you. So this one might look a little confusing because my name is Vincent Meza, and it's talking about me, Vincent Meza. Teresa, I'll get your question in just a second. This will be from your homeowner saying, we're having an open house this weekend, and you at Keller Williams Maple Grove is going to do a lot of marketing for us. So we're excited. Now, if I click on that picture, yep, there's something behind it that's going to capture leads for you, okay? But really, what's more important about capturing leads, you certainly want more leads because more leads are more offers and buyers and all this and that. This is how all of your clients, friends, and family and colleagues on Facebook know that you are their realtor, right? So when it comes to referrals, what are you doing for referrals? Are you leaving some nice cutlery behind? Are you leaving a magnet for the fridge or business cards? In our world, we create tools for you to share with your client, right? So this is a better idea of what it looks like, right? I'm the homeowner. Our home is for sale, and Susan Francis at the Keith Duncan team has created this and many other tools we use to market our home. You click on that, yep, there's something behind there to capture a lead. But what happens when it's sold? Our home is sold, and we want to recommend you at your office for doing an excellent job. But here is your phone number and email for everyone that I know on Facebook to see. This is not a paid ad. This is just a tool that we email to you. You forward it to your client, you call your client, and you tell them, hey, please put that on your wall for me, right? We're going to have an open house this weekend. Would you put this on your wall so we can just get more people to see it? Blah, 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 right? More offers, all this and that. That's the point of that. And it's funny because our clients get listing leads out of nowhere, and it's these tools. They have no idea. They're like, hey, I'm not mailing anything. I haven't run any ads. Why am I getting listing leads? It's because people are clicking through, and they're not getting like 50 leads on a weekend. They're getting 1 or 2 or 3, right? But those are coming from people who know your client. And so those are really high quality leads that turn into business. So I definitely recommend that you use those. We auto generate them anytime you change a status. We forward them to you, and you can even send them automatically to your client. If we do send them automatically to your client, please make sure we copy you every time. Make sure and call them, and just for 5 seconds, and say, hey, we're going to do that open house, or we just listed, we want more people to see this. Please put that on your wall for me, right? Put that on Facebook for me. And you might want to know that in the listing presentation, right? And so one thing I forgot to mention, is I'm pretty sure you guys have a listing presentation. You're a great company, and they're definitely going to supply that with you. But there's also a listing presentation right here on this Learn More button. And you can download it. And there's even a couple of videos from clients who have said they win every presentation they're on because they're leveraging our platform. And they show you what they do. So if you're in that, if you're one of those agents that wants more listings, more listing leads, and to turn those leads into listing contracts, I definitely recommend that you look at that. So I'm going to go look at some questions here because I know a couple of them came back. Is it to make sure we're not having other agents click through our ads? Yeah. No, Kim, that thing about realtors, you're going to have to do that inside of Facebook. That's not inside of ours. So when it auto-populates to your Facebook and Twitter, et cetera, do you have then to go in and add the description above the photo? No, Teresa, you don't. So that's because when you set up auto posting, it auto posts that text I was showing you. So let me show you one more time. And guys, that's kind of the end of my story. So if you got questions, please put them in the chat panel now, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. So Teresa, just to show you what it looks like, when you set up auto posting, you don't have to do anything, right? And I'm going to go one step further on it in just a second here. So this is LinkedIn. All you got to do, the listing has to drop in. Since you're with Keller Williams, we should auto sweep it in. You should update your status inside listings to leads. I don't know if your MLS is doing that. I'll show you what I mean in a second there. Let's wait a second for LinkedIn to repopulate. So this is the post on LinkedIn. It's what it looks like on Twitter and on Facebook. All that text above the photo, all the hashtags and all the emojis were all put there automatically. Okay, so you don't have to do anything there. Now, you guys probably don't spend a lot of time on LinkedIn or Twitter, and you may not even spend time on Facebook. But really, Facebook is where this is a place that you definitely need to be paying attention to if you're going to be in real estate, because we see so much lead generation and business growth for realtors because of this, right? So let's give it a second. Let's go over to our business page, and I want to explain one more thing. I know we're almost to the end of our hour here, but I'm going to just show you this one thing, and then if I don't see any more questions, I'm going to thank you for joining me, and I'll let you go. Auto posting on your business page, whether we do it automatically or whether you do it manually, post anything on your business page, it does not get seen by many people, okay? It just doesn't. And I'm going to explain to you why in just 1 second. Everything seems to be lost in space and running incredibly slow now. Hopefully I'm not losing the internet. Come on. Yeah. Let me refresh this. I don't know what in the world's going on. All right, well, I don't even know if it's going to come up now. Who knows? But I'm going to explain something to you guys. It does look like something's happening. When you post something to your Facebook business page or community page, you only reach maximum 5% of your followers. So what you want to know oh my goodness, yeah. What you want to know about your Facebook business page is how many people follow it. You might have 200. So only 5% are going to see that. That's 10 people. Okay. You might have 1,000. Only 5% are going to see that. It's 50 people. So it's running an ad is where you get thousands of people to see something. You can run an ad in your area for $20 for 4 days. 2,000 to 3,000 people are going to see that ad. I don't know what's going on with my Facebook. Now it seems to have died. Yeah, interesting. But when you run an ad in your area for $20, thousands of people see it. Okay. When you put it on your business page, only 5% of the people see that. right? And that's the key. That's why you need to run ads, because whether you know this or not, 70% of adults in the United States, not teenagers, but adults, spend over 40 minutes every day on this system, on this platform. And it's so cheap and easy to target. So now we're on my business page. Let's see, I was 38 minutes ago. That's not a good, let's see here, yeah. This was posted, well, October 29th, which it still isn't very far back. But if I go back and show you things, even as far back as July, you will start to notice that our reach, how many people actually saw it, never gets over 350 people. 350. We have 13,000 people following this page. Okay? That's kind of crazy. You know, if you're out paying for likes on your business page, it's the biggest waste of money I can think of. One of the biggest in real estate. But that is the organic reach. It doesn't have a lot of reach. Yeah, you should put stuff on there. We're actually paying attention to what we're doing. We're about to give you automated content on a more personal level for your Facebook, which will be just part of the system, right? But what I want you to know is anything that you put on your business page doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of reach. Here, we boosted it. 16,000 people saw it, right? Well, that's awesome, right? We boosted this. 4,400 people saw it. Awesome, right? September 21st, 320 people saw this. We didn't boost it. So that's what I want you to understand. Sorry, my throat's getting dry from talking. Is that running ads is really important, and running ads through this ad creator is really easy. Use lead forms to get phone numbers with those leads. Use this letter if you want listing contracts that turn into listing, or listing leads that turn into listing contracts. So I don't see any more questions. So thanks so much for having me. I know I ran a couple minutes late. Marty, are you still here? Do you have any questions?
I'm still here. No, I do not have any questions. This is great. It looks like we had a pretty decent turnout too.
Yeah, I'm going to get this recording to you, Marty, and I'll get you a couple of other supporting links. And then you can give them to the agents. Is that okay?
Yeah, that works perfect for me.
Okay, thanks everybody. I do see a question, so let me answer that real quick. You're welcome, Michelle. And thanks everybody for your questions. I know it helps everybody understand what's going on here. Take care, keep safe. I'll get this information to you shortly.